sentences support the main or the topic sentence in a paragraph. Do you know the topic sentence, meaning of topic sentence?
Statement.
Have you ever heard about topic sentences? If you write a paragraph, in that paragraph you have the main sentence. Under that main sentence you start writing. You are elaborating that sentence, explaining that sentence. Yes? So this is the topic sentence. For example,
Like headline.
it's like a title. Yes, it's like the title, but it's more specific when you write it in a sentence. Yes? Yes. Okay. So this is the, whatever comes under the topic sentence should support this topic sentence. You shouldn't write something which is not related to the topic sentence. If you are writing under, for example, engineering, don't write a sentence on medicine. Yes, under that paragraph. So this is the meaning of unity. You got it? Whatever you write in a paragraph should support the topic sentence.
And then, the concluding sentence must restate the topic sentence. Let's take a moment and look at an example. Notice in this example that one sentence does not support the topic sentence. As I read, see if you can find that one sentence that does not support the topic. With the widespread use of the cell phone, many teenagers have become addicted to texting.
So this is the topic sentence. Yes? With the widespread use of the cell phone, many teenagers have become addicted to texting. Texting means writing on mobile and sending these messages and yes, to texting. Now the average teenager texts 2,000 to 3,000 messages every month. This is the first sentence. The second sentence: companies are developing new ways to communicate globally. This addiction has caused alarm as teenagers prefer to communicate even in the same room by texting. Experts suggest that parents should limit cell phone use to help teenagers overcome their addictions. Yes? So the topic sentence is the first one, and then we have supporting sentences. Some of these supporting sentences are irrelevant. They don't support or they don't help in maintaining unity. Which one is not related to the topic?
The average teenager texts 2,000 to 3,000 messages every month. Companies are developing new ways of communicating globally. This addiction has caused alarm as teenagers prefer to communicate even in the same room by texting. Experts suggest that parents should limit cell phone use to help teenagers overcome their addictions. As you read the paragraph, did you notice the sentence that breaks unity? Let's look at the paragraph again. The topic sentence says, many teenagers have become addicted to texting. Which sentence in the paragraph does not support the topic? Notice the sentence in the middle of the paragraph. Companies are developing new ways to communicate globally.
See this sentence? Is it related to the topic sentence?
No.
No, because we're talking about addiction to texting. Yes, but this one, it's not related to, yeah, and because, they say that this sentence breaks unity. So you should avoid such sentences in your writing. So this is what we mean by unity, to establish unity.
This sentence is about companies developing new ways to communicate globally. It is not about teenagers becoming addicted to texting. This sentence breaks the unity of the paragraph. The other aspect that is needed is coherence. Coherence simply means that the sentences are organized to flow smoothly.
So coherence, sentences are organized such that you flow smoothly. The ideas are logically ordered. Yes? What comes?
Flow order.
Yeah, the flow is smooth. It is logically ordered. This is the meaning of coherence.
There are three basic ways that writers organize their paragraph. time, order of importance, and space.
So these are ways you can order your paragraph or your writing. By time, you start from morning and then you go to afternoon. Yeah, you don't mix things. It's not like you say something which happens in the morning and then you move to something which happens at night and then come back to the afternoon. You will confuse the reader. Go by according to the sequence of time. Yeah. Order of importance. The most important to the least important, or from the least important to the most important. And then when you say, for example, if you are teaching the reader how to cook a meal or to cook a recipe, yes, so you will start with first, second, then, yes, and the order should be logical. And then by space, space means the places. How, for example, if you are giving instruction of directions, go, move, turn, right, a restaurant to your left, or describing a place here. If you start with the ceiling, finish with the ceiling, and then you move to the floor. Start with the right side, and then you move to the left side. Don't confuse things, don't mix things. This is the meaning of space, or by
If
space.
the writer uses time, then they use words or phrases that establish time, such as arrive, leave, walk, or morning, afternoon, evening, or after, before, and so on. The following paragraph is organized by time. As I read the paragraph, see if you can identify the words or phrases that show time. Mount Whitney is a favorable trail to climb for many hikers every summer. The highest peak rises some 14,756 feet above sea level. Many hikers leave base camp early in the morning and hike all day until they reach a place called trail camp. Trail camp is about 10,000 feet, and it is a good stopping place to acclimatize to the higher elevations before moving on. One of the highlights of the trip is a view from the summit of the sunrise coming up over Death Valley. Because many hikers do not want to miss this spectacular view, they rise early before the sunrise and hike in the dark to the top. If they are fortunate to arrive just before the dawn, they will experience one of nature's finest moments. Were you able to identify the words that showed time? Let's go back and take another look at our paragraph again. Mount Whitney is a favorable trail to climb for many hikers every summer. The highest peak raises some 14,756 feet above sea level. Many hikers leave base camp early in the morning and hike all day until they reach a place called trail camp. Trail camp is about 10,000 feet, and it is a good stopping place to acclimatize to the higher elevations before moving on. One of the highlights of the trip is a view from the summit of the sunrise coming up over Death Valley. Because many hikers do not want to miss this spectacular view, they rise early before the sunrise and hike in the dark to the top. If they are fortunate to arrive just before the dawn, they will experience one of nature's finest moments. These words and phrases organize the paragraph according to time. Let's take a look at a paragraph organized by space now. If the writer uses space, then the writer uses words that establish location. Let's take a look at the paragraph. Wapiti Zoo is a real experience that is not easily forgotten. As soon as visitors enter the gates, signs begin to give directions to the various exhibits of the park. Following the signs for Australian outback, visitors find a rich exhibit of kangaroos and koalas. On the other side of the road is a rather large enclosure of Australian plant life and birds. And just ahead is an impressive exhibit of an Australian swamp complete with crocodiles. Many people every year experience the zoo's rich animal and plant life. And if the writer uses order of importance, then the writer uses words that establish a sequence such as first thing, next, or finally. Listen as I read a paragraph where the writer uses order of importance to organize his paragraph. Registering for college courses can be difficult if the process is not understood well. The first thing new students should do is make an appointment with an academic advisor. An advisor can help students make better decisions on which classes to take and what order to take them in. Next, students should find maps and material on the registration process and make sure they understand them well before registration day. And finally, when students are registering for classes, they should make sure they arrive on time, as registration can take time to complete. In this lesson, we have looked at unity and coherence. As you write your paper for this lesson, remember, unity means all sentences support the topic, and coherence means the sentences in the paragraph are organized to flow smoothly. Until next time, this has been Richard Kerrigan with ELLcenter.org.
Okay. You got it now, the difference between unity and coherence? So, yeah, like 10 minutes are left. We will go only through 2 slides here. In writing, okay. Shift F1. Okay. In writing, it is important that ideas in sentences or paragraphs link together. Linking words and phrases can help a writer maintain flow and establish clear relationship between ideas. When ideas, words, and phrases are linked, it's said that the written output is cohesive and coherent. Coherence has to do with the logical connection between ideas. The overall impact will depend on the way you order or sequence ideas. Unity is necessary because the sentences in the body of a paragraph must relate to the topic sentence. There are 2 basic approaches to coherence. Chronological approach. What's the meaning of chronological? Yeah, check please. Chronological approach. Yes, according to time. So, is used when time helps with sequencing. Sequencing means ordering. Yes. So, when you use it according to time or by time, for example, sets of directions follow a chronological sequence since steps must be done in a certain order to achieve the correct result. Paragraphs using details of time such as historical development of any era, for example, will use a chronological approach. Order of importance approach. So the first one is the chronological approach and then order of importance. In paragraph development, your ideas should be sequenced from the most important to the least important or vice versa. Vice versa means or the opposite. Yeah, opposite is right. Put the most important idea first. Put the most important idea first or last. This step in writing is best accomplished at the plan or outline stage. So you have to decide this in which stage? The plan stage. Before you write, you decide whether you will write the most important first or last. And you should have a reason. There must be a reason for this. Okay, video is over. Coherence is especially important in business and technical writing. Why? Here. In persuasive writing, when you are trying to persuade your audience. So, your writing must be coherent, yes, to make your audience understand your point. So, your arguments must not only relate to the issue at hand, but also be properly ordered so that the reader is able to follow your logic. In giving directions, instructions, this is also important, coherence. Following directions is not that easy, especially if the directions are oversimplified. When you say do, break, give, blood, they are really simplified, not complete sentences. So you have to be clear and coherent in your presentation of directions. So following directions is not that easy, especially if the directions are oversimplified or major steps are overlooked. To achieve cohesion and coherence, the use of transitional expressions is necessary. They are the glue. Do you know the meaning of glue? Glue? Huh? No, not glow, glue. Yeah, the glue. So yes, this transitional, they are the glue that holds the parts together. So to maintain coherence, you have to know how to use these transitionals. Transitional expressions like however, because, whether, these things, because you are linking those sentences together. If you do not use enough, the parts will fall apart. If you use too much, you will see the glue instead of the parts. You got it? You got this sentence? You need a cup of coffee, yes. Okay, see here. This glue is very important. These transitional words are really important, but if you don't use enough, if you use less than what is needed, then the parts will fall apart. If you use too much of these transitional words, what will happen? You will see the glue instead of the parts. You will see only the transitional words. You will not see the instructions and directions. So be careful when you use them. Use them only when needed, when required. You got it? Okay. Your goal should be to move smoothly from one sentence to the next. Yeah, because the goal is to move smoothly from one sentence to the next so that the reader is unaware of the links that connect your ideas and unify the paragraphs. Transitional expressions can be used to emphasize organization and direction of thoughts. They may appear at the beginning, middle, or end of a sentence. Some of the more common linking words and phrases arranged according to their function and grammatical use are listed in Table 1 in this slide. These are some of the transitional words. Subordinators, sentence connectors, phrase linkers. These are the types. Subordinators usually are used with or added to dependent clauses. When we say although, even though, despite the fact that, however, these are sentence connectors. You use to connect sentences. Yes. Furthermore, in addition, moreover, however, nevertheless. What's the meaning of addition? You add information. Adversative, you will give the opposite of what you have already said. You got it? Here, if you use however, what comes after however will be the adverse of what comes before. They won't be of the same idea. Yes? In addition, you will add also here. This used to link phrases. In spite of, These add adversatives, giving the opposite or the negative side. Linking words and phrases. Okay, this is number 2.